Hello and welcome to the session on educational schemes for primary or elementary education in India. Education is an important human activity. It is one of the most important investments a country can make in its people. Education is the most important lever for social, economic and political transformation. A good educational system provides for a proper atmosphere to make a person fully aware of the responsibility to his family, community and country. The quality and character of the people in a country greatly depend on the education imparted to them at different levels. Education systems are encountering challenges and changes everywhere. Hence, one of the greatest tasks of a nation is to expand and extend the reach of education to the younger generations at the primary, secondary as well as higher secondary level. This is being done with the urge to build a society that would contribute to the progress and welfare of the nation and at the same time proceed towards better conditions and situations. Literacy is always considered as a major problem faced by many countries, especially the developing ones. It is so because education is identified as a major cause of socio-economic and ethnic conflicts in a country. It is an instrument that strengthens democracy by imparting to citizens the tools needed to fully participate in the governance process. Education in India is provided by both public sector and private sector. The control and funding for education comes from three levels: central, state and local. Before 1976, education was the exclusive responsibility of the states. The constitutional amendment of 1976 included education in the concurrent list. This means that education in India now falls under control of both the central government and the state government. In our country, education is grouped into primary, secondary and university stages, of which the primary or elementary education is the most important. Understanding the importance of elementary education, most of the countries in the world have accepted their obligation to provide free education at least in the elementary level for their citizens. Article 26 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights declares thus: everyone has the right to education. Education shall be free at least in the elementary and fundamental stages. Elementary education shall be compulsory. Technical and professional education shall be generally available and higher education shall be equally accessible to all on the basis of merit. India has ratified the same and has included a number of provisions in its constitution which have direct or indirect bearing on education. Education is the fundamental right of every citizen in India. Right to education is one of the fundamental rights enshrined in the Constitution of India. India has been a major center for learning for centuries, but importance of primary education had been neglected in India knowingly or unknowingly since independence. But now the government has realized its importance and is willing to improve wisely the primary education by making legislation that covers all sections of children under the age group of 6 to 14 years. The elementary education covers the primary, that is 6 to 11 years, and upper primary from 11 to 14 years. The essence of the goal to provide elementary education for every 14-year child is to instill in him or her foundation skills such as the ability to read, the ability to write with fluency, ability to develop numeracy, comprehension, analysis, reasoning and social skills such as teamwork. Primary education in children would also instill in them qualities such as courage, confidence, independence, curiosity to explore things, resilience, patience and understanding. Universalization of elementary education or UEE. The Indian state is well aware of the importance of ensuring universal basic education to its entire citizen. In 1950, the Constitution had resolved in Article 45 under the directive principles of state policy that the state shall endeavour to provide within a period of 10 years from the commencement of the Constitution for free and compulsory education for all children until they complete the age of 14. Since then, there are important constitutional amendments that were intended to give a boost to elementary education in India. The Government of India is running a lot of education schemes to improve India's statistics, but unfortunately, due to lack of awareness, people are unable to take advantage of these schemes. The major schemes of elementary education sector initiated by the government so far include District Primary Education Program or DPEP, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan or SSA, National Program of Nutritional Support to Primary Education or NP-NSPE or the Midday Meal Scheme, National Program for Education of Girls at Elementary Education or NPEGEL, Teacher Education Scheme, Janshala Program, Log Jumbish Project or LJP and Shiksha Karmi Projects or SKP, etc. District Primary Education Program or DPEP. The DPEP is a centrally sponsored program launched in 1993 for the holistic development of primary education covering classes 1 to 5. It is assisted by the World Bank and aims at operationalizing the strategies for achieving UEE through district specific planning. The major objectives of DPEP are the following: to reduce dropout rates to less than 10%, to reduce gender disparities and social disparities in areas of enrollment, learning, achievement, etc. to less than 5%, improve the level of learning achievement. In case of the funding of the program, 85% of the project cost was met by the Government of India and the rest is shared by the concerned state government. The components of the program include construction of classrooms, construction of new schools, appointment of new teachers, setting up of childhood education centers, strengthening of State Council of Educational Research and Training or SCERTs, strengthening of district institutes of educational training or DIETs, opening of alternative school centers, educating girls especially in the category of SC and ST, providing teacher training programs, developing teacher learning materials, providing distance education for teacher training and research and providing integrated education to disabled children. Midday Meal Scheme or MDM. Nearly half of the Indian children are undernourished, whether considering the weight for age or height for age criteria. In keeping with the constitutional provisions to raise the level of nutrition of children and enable them to develop in a healthy manner, the National Program of Nutritional Support to Primary Education or NP-NSPE was launched. It was a centrally sponsored scheme and named Midday Meal Scheme or MDM. The MDM scheme was launched in 1995. The state governments in India were given 2 years time to be able to provide cooked food to the children of primary schools. In the first 6 years after its launch, most of the states failed to put the required effort for its implementation. Until 2001, the midday meal scheme was not implemented neither in letters nor in spirit and was limited to providing dry rations in most states. A Supreme Court order was passed on November 28, 2001 on right to food case. It directed all the states to provide cooked meals to all the primary school children. It is now the largest school feeding program in the world. Midday meal scheme was launched with the aim of universalization of primary education by increasing enrollment, retention and attendance and simultaneously impacting on nutrition of students in primary classes. Midday meal scheme played an important role or contributed to better educational achievements by improving the nutritional status of children. This scheme played socialization roles also. Sharing a meal with the children from diverse class, caste or creed backgrounds can help children overcome traditional social prejudices. This scheme also imparts nutritional education and personal hygiene to school children. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan or SSA. The scheme of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is a major national flagship program implemented in all districts of India. The aim of this scheme was to provide useful and relevant elementary education for all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years by 2010. Its goals include the following: universal access and retention of all children till the upper primary age, bridging of gender and social category gaps in elementary education and achieving significant enhancement in learning levels of children at the primary and upper primary stage. The scheme of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was launched in 2001 and was implemented in partnership with state governments. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan had brought primary education to the doorsteps of millions of children and enrolled them, including the first generation learners, through successive fast track initiatives in both unserved and underserved habitations. This flagship program for universal elementary education had created a tremendous awareness among the masses regarding the importance of elementary education. SSA had achieved provisioning of basic minimum conditions, including physical infrastructure and teachers. With SSA, as about 94% of rural India have schools within a kilometer, it has reduced the number of out of school children, reduced dropout rates in schools and had brought an additional million children to the educational system. Education Guarantee Scheme or EGS and Alternative and Innovative Education or AIE. The EGS and AIE were important components of SSA. This was launched to bring out of school children in the fold of elementary education. The main aim of the scheme is to cover the non-formal education sector with a more holistic and flexible approach. The EGS and AIE envisaged community support diversified strategies for reaching out of school children. It recognized their great heterogeneity of situations and issues. Janashala program or GOI or UN. The Janashala program was launched in 1999 as a supporting project to the efforts for UEE by providing primary education to the children from SC groups, minorities, working children and children with special needs. It was a collaborative effort of the Government of India as well as 5 UN agencies, namely UNDP, UNICEF, UNESCO, ILO and UNFPA. A unique feature of the program was that it was a block based decentralized program with emphasis on community participation. The program covered 28 blocks in 3 districts of East Godavari, West Godavari and Krishna. It also covered 136 slums in 4 blocks of Hyderabad city. The East Godavari section was selected because of its high population of scheduled castes and tribes. Janashala program included the following initiatives also: capacity building of the teachers, bridge courses for out of school children, provision for alternative schools, improving access to primary education, providing academic support and monitoring. Shiksha Karmi project SKP and Log Jumbish project or LJP. Education attainments were lowest in the state of Rajasthan even till 1990, but from the 2001 population census there has been a slight improvement. Several measures had been taken to improve the formal educational system in the state. Shiksha Karmi project or SKP and the Log Jumbish project is one such innovation education program. The Shiksha Karmi project literally means education worker and was implemented in Rajasthan in 1987. The project aimed at transforming dysfunctional schools into more efficient ones through the provision of quality education with primary focus on gender. This was done with the help of locally available youth, although with lower qualification. The SKP identified that absenteeism of teachers is the major obstacle in achieving the goal of universalization of elementary education. It accordingly envisaged the substitution of primary residential educational workers called the Shiksha Karmis. They were provided with training and academic support on a sustained and intensive basis to enable them to function efficiently as teachers. The SKP ran night centers also for those children who could not attend day centers. The main objectives of the SKP were the following: to universalize primary education in remote and socially backward areas of the state, to improve the quality of dysfunctional schools in backward villages of Rajasthan, to improve the primary education of such villages by adapting the form and content of education to local needs and conditions, improve the number of enrollment of boys and girls in the elementary level. The Shiksha Karmi program was complemented by the Lok Jumbish project or LJP in 1992. LJP was introduced to promote community mobilization for better educational services in regular government schools and to reach out of school children, particularly from the disadvantaged social groups. LJP has been able to set up innovative management structures incorporating the principles of decentralization and delegation of authority, as well as building partnerships with the local communities and voluntary sectors. LJP has opened many Sahaj Shiksha centers and new primary and upper primary schools. Operation Blackboard or OB, the National Policy on Education 1986 and Program of Action had recommended a number of initiatives for the quantitative and qualitative improvement of primary education. Operation Blackboard was one such initiative which aims at substantial improvement in facilities in primary education. It aimed to provide minimum facilities to all elementary schools. The components of the scheme include the following: provision for at least 2 reasonably large rooms that can be used in all weather conditions with separate toilet facilities for both boys and girls. Provision for at least 2 teachers in every primary school. Provision for essential teaching and learning materials in all elementary schools. The National Program for Girls at Elementary Level NPEGEL. The Government of India in 2003 approved a new program called the National Program for Girls at Elementary Education Level as an amendment to the existing scheme of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. The program was an additional support for education of disadvantaged or the underprivileged group of girls at the elementary level. NPEGEL was implemented in the educationally backward blocks or EBB, where the levels of female literacy was low. NPEGEL addressed the needs of those girls who were in as well as out of schools. The scheme provided for the following: developing a school that was model girl child friendly, providing additional incentives like stationery, books, slates, uniforms, etc., providing the girls with alternative schooling, providing them with open schools, providing bridge courses, declaration of awards to schools and teachers, establishing child care centers, providing planning, training and management support. The NPEGEL emphasizes the teachers to take special care in noticing vulnerable girls and paying special attention to them and preventing them from dropping out of the schools. Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya KGBV. Apart from NPEGEL, a new scheme called the Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya had been approved for launching residential schools with boarding facilities at elementary level for girls belonging to SC, ST, Muslim and other backward communities. KGBVs are set up in areas of scattered habitations where schools are at great distances that makes difficult for girl children to learn. Shishu Shiksha Karmasochi or SSK. Shishu Shiksha Karmasochi was initiated in West Bengal to meet the needs for universal access to primary education within a time frame. SSK was formalized and operated by the Panchayati Raj system. SSK aimed at providing quality education and was a novel effort towards a community centered approach to education that was both right based and demand based. Conclusion: India is on the move again with the promise of a new renaissance in the making. The most powerful tool in this process is education based moral and spiritual values on the one hand and science and technology on the other. The term national development include all the aspects of life of an individual and the nation like cultural, democratic, emotional, economic, intellectual, material, moral, physical, spiritual and social. All these aspects are important and interrelated. The Education Commission of India has observed that if the pace of national development has to be accelerated, there is need for a well defined educational policy. Education has to be used as a powerful instrument for social, economic and political changes. Elementary education occupies significance in the construction of a developing country like India. Within the education sector, elementary education has been given the highest priority in terms of subsectorial allocations. As primary education is the base of the educational pyramid, it is important that we must ensure access to good quality education for all the sections of the population with special attention to the needs of the SC, ST, OBC and minority communities and girls. It has to address the question of quality of elementary education through systemic reforms. Educational disparity is a major problem in our country. During the British period, there were traditional disparity in respect to enrollment of boys and girls. After taking specific steps, such disparities have been narrowed down to some extent. Again, disparity in education is more acute in case of urban and rural areas. This is an indicator of the urban bias in our planning system and now poses problem for a balanced educational planning. With the launch of different schemes by the government, the total enrollment at the primary and upper primary school levels has witnessed a steady increase. But even after so many years of independence, the goal of universal elementary education has not been achieved. About 10 million children in India still are not attending any schools due to various reasons such as poverty, ill health, etc. In the absence of quality education in primary schools, children from better off sections prefer private schools, the number of which is fast increasing in India. India has the financial potential to provide all its children with primary education of higher quality, but many states in India still have a long way to achieve this goal. On the other hand, many states have identified and applied successful strategies for providing schools, classrooms, teachers, textbooks and other instrumental materials to reach their objective of providing elementary education to all children possible. The center and the state should jointly share the responsibility of providing necessary financial resources for implementing a guaranteed right to elementary education. The different states in our country should focus on systematic strategies for improving quality and try to learn more from one another. This learning should be supplemented by proper research methods at state level. The government should take initiatives to make aware the importance of preliminary education and help all the families meet the direct and indirect costs of schooling. The constitutional right to free and compulsory education would be meaningful only if the education the students receive is of good quality. Let me summarize the session. Education is the most important lever for social, economic and political transformation. The quality and character of the people in a country greatly depend on the education imparted to them at different levels. Education systems are encountering challenges and changes everywhere. Hence, one of the greatest tasks of the nation is to extend the reach of education to the younger generations at the primary, secondary as well as higher secondary level. In our country, education is grouped into primary, secondary and university stages, of which the primary or elementary education is the most important. Understanding the importance of elementary education, most of the countries in the world have accepted their obligation to provide free education at least in the elementary level for their citizens. India has ratified the same and has included a number of provisions in its constitution which have direct or indirect bearing on education. Education is the fundamental right of every citizen in India. Right to education is one of the fundamental rights enshrined in the Constitution of India. The essence of the goal to provide elementary education for every 14-year child is to instill in him or her foundation skills such as the ability to read, the ability to write with fluency, ability to develop numeracy, comprehension, analysis, reasoning and social skills such as teamwork. Primary education in children would also instill in them qualities such as courage, confidence, independence, curiosity to explore things, resilience, patience and understanding. The chapter is about the importance of elementary or primary education. The chapter discusses in detail the different schemes by Government of India to strengthen the elementary level education. The major schemes of elementary education sector initiated by the government include Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, District Primary Education Program or DPP, National Program of Nutritional Support to Primary Education or NSPE or the Midday Meal Scheme, National Program for Education of Girls at Elementary Level or NPEGEL, Teacher Education Scheme, Janashala Program, Log Jumbish Project or LJP and Shiksha Karmi projects or SKP, etc. Now, you can try to answer the questions given here. What is the role of elementary education for a country like India? What does Article 26 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights state? When was the midday meal program launched? What was the purpose behind its launch? What is Operation Blackboard? List the various components of the scheme. What is UEE? Explain SSA. List the various goals of SSA. What is District Primary Education Program or DPP? What is the meaning of Shiksha Karmi? What was the aim of SKP? What is NPEGEL? Now you can go through the reference books for further understanding. School Health Services in India, the Social and Economic Context, written by Ramavi Baru, published by Sage Publications India Private Limited, New Delhi in the year 2008. Empowerment of Women in India, written by Subhash Chandra Parida and Sasmita Nayak, published by Northern Book Center, New Delhi in the year 2009. Development and Planning of Modern Education, written by J.C. Agarwal, published by Vigas Publishing House Private Limited, New Delhi in the year 2008. Thank you for watching this program. We can meet again with another topic soon. Have a nice day.